my name is Rachel and I'm here today to do a review of Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. This book was written in 2012, well, brought out in 2012, and has spawned quite a popular young adult fantasy series about Selena Saradathian, which is one of my favourite names of a protagonist ever. That's such a cool name. There are 5 books currently out in the series. There are going to be 6 books all in all, as far as it goes at the moment. So yeah, I heard about this a while ago, maybe when the 3rd book came out, and I was like, I don't like to wait around for books to come out. So I'm like, it's close enough to the end of the series now that I can get into it and still get the excitement of the fandom when the last book comes out, but not have to wait around too much for the books in between, because I'm really bad at it. And I'm going to film a video after this about rereads, and you'll see that like a lot of the books I'm having to reread are books in a series so that I can finish the series, because I'm so bad at keeping up with books when they come out in series. Back to Throne of Glass. This book is about Selena Saradathian. She is a trained assassin and she got caught on a job and thrown into a death camp called Endovia. So then the king within this world basically has this competition. He wants an assassin to be the king's own personal assassin, and he holds a competition to see who will win, who's the best assassin, who will be his assassin. It's basically about her coming back and training and doing the tournament. I really enjoyed this book. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. I did have a few issues with it. They were minor issues and they didn't harbour my enjoyment of the text, but it means I can't give it like a 5. I just can't do it. There were some things I absolutely adored about this. One of them being descriptions. I think Sarah J. Maas is absolutely beautiful at descriptions. First is the numbers were like war paint on the white face of the clock, the hands like swords as they slashed across the pearly surface. This is an absolutely perfect description of a clock. I can't think of anything better. And the other is her heart threw itself backward and clung to the bars of her ribcage. I just think that's a really perfect explanation of being scared, and you feel trapped, you feel caged, and obviously your heart is in a ribcage, cage again, like just a really perfect analogy for me. I really enjoyed that. So yeah, the descriptions in here were quite beautiful. I would say that they were more beautiful at the start. As you can see, there's a lot more markers at the beginning and less towards the end. I think it became more plot driven towards the end and the description kind of tapered off a little bit. I also thought the representation of women within this book was phenomenal. Obviously we've got Selena, who's this very strong female character. She can be an assassin without having to sacrifice her femininity, which is what I really, really enjoyed and thought was brilliant within this. I liked another woman in it as well. She says, "There are many things history has forgotten about me." Elena's blue eyes glowed with sorrow and anger. "I fought on the battlefields during the demon wars against Arwen at Gavin's side. That's how we fell in love. But your legends portray me as a damsel who waited in a tower with a magic necklace that would help the heroic prince." Like, it's just really good. I just think it's such a good representation of women. And there's a section in here where, because she's been at this death camp, she's been obviously lost a lot of weight and it's affected her body in lots of different ways. And when she is training, and she started eating properly and getting bigger because she was so thin, and she gets her menstrual cycle back and she's in a lot of pain and she's started back on a period, and it gets mentioned in the book, which is brilliant. I think that books sometimes will dodge things like people going to the toilet or people doing this or people having the periods, people like they dodge certain things which are human things, and I think that's part of the reason that people get so embarrassed about them, because they get dodged in the media. I just thought it was really good how it just was just, yeah, that happened. She vomits all the way through this book, and the guys who like her see her vomiting all the time, and it's just like, these are normal, natural, human things that happen to people, and I just thought it was great that they all got put in. So I really enjoyed that. I thought it was a brilliant representation for women. A really, really good series for that. The love triangle in the text I really, really enjoyed. Usually I am someone who picks a side for a love triangle very, very easily. But in this, I actually kind of haven't. I'm leaning more towards Dorian, just because he sounds like Damon out of the Vampire Diaries whenever I think of him, and I love Damon. I think that's why I like him a bit more, because I am imagining Damon as him. But the other guy, Kale, I'm also really enjoying. I'm going to do a slight spoiler section, just slight, because there's some stuff I want to discuss in terms of the plot, and then there's some things that I think weren't as great, the things that dragged it down a little bit for me, and they might reference the plot. So yeah, I'm going to stop now. If you haven't read it, mute it, something like that. I would say pick this up, it's very, very good. And yeah, come back and watch the rest when you've read it. Bye! Okay, spoiler people, let's go. One thing I really enjoyed in this was when there is, I think she's fighting Verin, and he's been taking the piss out of her. He keeps making comments about the fact she's a woman and like all she's good for is having sex with. Is she going to open her legs? He keeps making these really annoying jokes, and she's fighting him, and she walks into the ring, and he gets his sword out, because they obviously like fight with swords or spears or things like that. So he gets his sword out, and Selena doesn't get her sword out, and she absolutely beats the shit out of him, absolutely destroys this guy without using a sword. She just destroys him, and then she turns to the weapons master and says, "Give me real men to fight, then maybe I'll bother trying." And it was just such a kick-ass moment, and it was so good, because it was like, this guy was so misogynistic, and then it was like, boom, destroyed. Some of the things I didn't like, though, were that I found it a little bit juvenile at times. And the other thing that annoyed me a bit was when people were getting killed. So when the guy gets shot through the neck when he tries to run away, and when the guy falls off the wall, when they're climbing up the wall, I just found her reactions a bit unrealistic. Like, she's supposed to have been an assassin for what, around 5 years? We've heard how horrific it is. Like, the head assassin guy made her break her own wrist and stuff like that. So we know that she's had this horrendous training to become an assassin, and then by becoming an assassin, she's going to be killing people. So it's kind of unrealistic that she was so affected. Like, her reactions just seem really out of place. I would have expected her to have this kind of dissociation with it, because obviously she's seen so many people die. So like, I got the fear, like obviously she's going to be scared someone's coming after her, but it was when it was like a fear of having seen it that I thought it was a little bit unrealistic. So that got to me a little bit. And I'd say those two reasons are the reasons that I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. But again, not to say I didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed it thoroughly and thought it was a really, really good book. So yeah, that was my review of Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I would definitely recommend that you go and pick it up. And I have already ordered the second one, which I'm not going to get to read for ages because I have so many books to read at the moment. But I will get around to. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!